Hey, what up? I'm back. Today I want to talk about your attitude determines your altitude in life. And what do I mean by that? If you have a negative attitude, you can only make it so far in life, right? So the goal is to change your attitude so that you can have a higher altitude, reach higher places in life, have a higher sense of being, a higher vibration. Have you ever noticed how negative people never have anything positive to say, or positive people don't want to be around negative people? Because there's a difference in vibration, right? Negative people tend to have a low vibration. Positive people tend to have a very high vibration. Positive people are more optimistic. Negative people are more cynical. They don't believe anything is possible. Everything is against them. The world, family, friends, no one loves them, no one cares. It's a very negative vibration, right? Very low altitude, very low attitude, very low self-confidence. All of these things matter. All of these things play a role. So today I wanted to talk a bit about that, and hopefully we can change your attitude, or I can help change your attitude so that you can have a more positive altitude in life. I'm no professional psychiatrist. I'm, I'm no guru or anything like that, but I do have a lot of life experiences. And I've noticed a difference even with myself. When I change my attitude towards things, I begin to have a higher altitude in life. I begin to see and experience the things I wanted, always dreamed of. But when I remain negative, negativity tends to come my way. Bad things continue to happen. And I'm not saying that bad things don't happen to good people. What I'm saying is that, what I was doing subconsciously was I was attracting a lot of things my way by being negative, right? Not believing in a better future, not believing that things could get better. My mind was attracting this. So when I started to believe that a lot of things were possible and started to just put that energy out in the universe, things started to change. It was unbelievable. It's almost like people talk about the law of attraction. This is real. It's really real. I mean, you can't, like I said before, you can't be around a negative person talking positive. It's not gonna work. They don't want to hear anything positive. They just don't want to hear it. And being around positive people, optimistic people, they tend to not want to hear anything negative, right? Because they're optimistic. They believe in a better way, a brighter future. So these are some things that we can all change. We can all change how we think, how we perceive life, and make it better. So I'm always by this book stand. I like to read. I like to read books, and reading is essential for me, at least. Not everyone likes to read, and you don't have to in today's age. You can just pop in a video or go on YouTube and watch a video and get a lot of information. But this was a habit that I picked up at a very young age. And the reason why I picked that up is because a lot of times, like growing up in the projects, growing up in an environment that was very hostile, gangs, drugs, things of that nature, you gotta find an escape. You gotta find you gotta try to believe in the impossible, right? You believe that there's a better way in life. There's gotta be a better way. This can't be it. I used to say that to myself all the time, man. Like, this just can't be it. This cannot be life. Especially, you're watching television, you're seeing people live better, you're watching people go places and do things, and like you just kind of stuck in this place where that's not what's happening. Like that wasn't my daily reality. So I would go to books because it would allow me to mentally escape my current situation or my current living situation, like physically my body was in that environment, but mentally I was someplace else. And the way I was able to do that was by reading books, and going to the library. Like I would sit in the library for hours and hours and just read things or look at pictures to get my mind off of my reality, right? My current reality. That was my current reality. But I was changing my attitude mentally, right? So I could change my altitude, physically. Like I always believed, even though there were some days of doubt, because you're faced with so much adversity, you're faced with so much animosity. But I always tell myself, I was like, one day I'm gonna get out of this hellhole, man. One day this ain't gonna be my life. I just kept telling myself that. And I noticed that a lot of times when I would go on like maybe job interviews and try to get something accomplished, like I was trying to change my attitude, right? But I was living in a place of negativity. So even when I would come sometime, I would have this negative attitude in my mind, like they not gonna hire me. They not gonna, and like subconsciously this was in the back of my mind. So it actually kind of would come out, like my aura, my vibe would have that, but long story short, over time that would change, right? Because I started to enlighten myself by reading books. I started to get more information. So when I would come to certain places or interviews or places where I wanted to be, I knew how to have a conversation with those kind of people, right? And it came from me putting this amount of knowledge in my mind, right? So that my conversation, my dialect, my intellect, would be different, right? I could talk as if like I could relate to what it was, or I could contribute to what it was that they were trying to accomplish, or what their goals were, right? So I would read books about advertising, marketing, how to start a corporation. I would read about these things so that if I was ever having a conversation with someone who owned a corporation or who managed a team or ran a business, I could use a lot of the things that I would read in the book. So essentially, I was changing my attitude, which ultimately changed my attitude. Get what I'm saying? And we all have the ability to change our attitudes, which will ultimately determine a better altitude eventually. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, like everything else, right? But think about that. If you changed your attitude, would that change your altitude? 1, 2. You understand what I'm saying? So try to work on that. Try to change your attitude, have a more positive outlook. Spend time and invest in yourself. Read books. Watch positive motivational videos. All the things help improve your lifestyle. And that's what we're about here on the Hilderbrand Lifestyle channel, right? I'm here to talk about, I'm an artist, designer. I love to talk about art and design, but I also want to talk to you guys a lot of times about lifestyle changes, things that will change your attitude, that will ultimately change your altitude, because I love to see people succeed. And successful people always want more successful people around them. They don't want failures and negative people around them. They want to remain successful. So they seek for that energy. They seek for people that want to pursue better things. And that's how you can change your altitude in life as well. So with that being said, I hope this video inspires someone to want to change their attitude, to ultimately change their altitude, and have a better life for themselves. So right now, with that being said, I'm gonna step out here and enjoy some of this beautiful weather here, and let the sun shine down on me, keep me smiling. And I hope you guys can do the same. And remember, your attitude determines your altitude. Okay? Peace, love, and everything. Thank you for watching the Hilderbrand channel. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe.